if you were ever wondering if all of the metal panels for 1954 MG-TF would fit in the back of a Volvo station wagon, here they are, all of them. Yep, I'm heading up to Windsor to NorCal Metal Stripping, and they're gonna dip all of these parts for me and then prime them because they're pretty nasty right now. NorCal Metal Stripping in Windsor.
Basically the side hood panels, but connected to a
Here's my front fenders and hood panels, the rear splash panel, which I won't be using, and I didn't send the doors to be stripped because they still have the wooden frames in them. And there's some hood panels, and on down the line the hood, floor panel, oil pan, and the project car. Here are the rear fenders that I got back from NorCal Stripping after they were stripped and then primed. And then over here I have the front cockpit side panels, and then here's the scupper cowling. Looks pretty nice. And the driver's side rear cockpit area along with the mount for the fender. And I decided to go ahead and reattach these cockpit metal pieces to the wooden oak frame before painting, because as you can see, attaching these things requires clamping and pushing and prodding and pounding, and everything's getting a little beat up, so I'm glad I'm doing it now and get it painted after it's assembled, and then it'll be nice and neat and tidy. Well, as you can see, I've made quite a lot of progress on my car. I took all of my metal pieces up to NorCal Metal Stripping and had them dipped and stripped. That takes all of the rust, the surface rust, and there's a fair amount of surface rust pitting on all the parts of this car because it sat outside for so long. And then I went ahead and had them put some epoxy primer on it. So it's 75% ready for paint. Next step is, I have been doing this, is taking the hammer and dolly out and knocking as many of the dents out as possible, and also fitting all these parts back to the oak frame, which I started with this rear panel here. And the reason I'm fitting them back onto the frame and I'm actually attaching them is because there's quite a lot of torque put on them, there's clamps have to be put on them, there's hammering that's done, and I thought better to do that and mess up the primer and not mess up the finish coat. So well, that's my report for today. Hope you enjoyed it. I hope you come back and visit me again next week. Thanks.